democracy is a system of governance where leaders are chosen through popular elections. Not a single elected government in Pakistan have completed 5 years. And these people want what? They want Kashmir. Because ultimately you need the blessings of the Pakistani military before taking any decision. Electronic voting. That is, using your smartphone, you can put your vote. Democracy improves the quality of DM. DM means decision making. It is not just about a majority rule here. Majority decided, so this particular government will be in power. No. To think that all the people who are staying in the states of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra and Telangana, they only eat idli, dosa, sambar, chutney. That is actually prejudice. Hello everyone. Welcome to the second chapter of the NCERT series of Indian Polity. Once again, you have to download the NCERT compilation textbook for Indian Polity from our PWOLIIS website. I know they will ask you for a prompt to fill in your basic details, your name, your phone number, etc. Once you fill it, you can access the website as well as you can access the books. It's a very simple process. Just go to PWOLIIS and register yourself there, and automatically you can start downloading the textbooks. All right. Moving on now. So this is my Telegram channel, people. If you want to reach out to me, this is where you can do it. A small announcement in November. We will be basically starting with our new batch for public administration. Currently a batch is running now. Those of you are still in a hurry to finish it, well, you may join now or you can join later from November onwards. The batch will be run in English. 80% will be in English, the PPT as well as the explanation. 20% where it is felt that okay, it is necessary to give an explanation in Hindi, there we will do it, especially some conceptual clarity. For that, if Hindi is required, it will be used. All right. Apart from that, one important announcement again. As part of Independence Day celebrations, we are offering 61% off for our Titan batch for those students who want to give their attempt in 2026 itself. The entire GS with CSAT just comes at around now 8,999 only. And those of you who are maybe, you still have another 2 years for your college to get completed or to complete your graduation, and you want to give an attempt in 27 or even if it is 28, 29, whatever, I would suggest go for this. Go for the Pinnacle batch. It's only at 12,499. You get the entire GS, entire CSAT. Mind you, optional doesn't come under this. You have to subscribe for optional separately. All right, people. Moving on. All class notes will be available free of cost on the PW app. If you don't want to visit the website, this is the next option. It's clearly mentioned it is free. All you need to do is enroll. Just give your basic details, name, phone number, etc. and you can start downloading them. Clear? Now coming to our second chapter. After uploading the first video, some of the comments what I received, some, not all, some of the comments that I received was, sir, please don't write everything on the board. And it doesn't feel like a classroom. So I'd already started making my second set of notes when I saw those comments. So what I am going to do here is today it will be a mix of what was the first class, and I will try to keep it as much as possible to ensure that you get the feeling that you're sitting in a class. So if you open your second chapter of NCERT, Democracy and Diversity, the first page where it talks about, under democracy, the first sentence, democracy is a system of governance where leaders are chosen through popular elections. That means democracy is it's either a system of government, GOVT, it is a short for government, through popular elections. Popular elections, when you say, it is people's opinion, people choose you. That is the idea here. Then the rest of it is pretty much normal. The people chooses you. An example of where people don't choose you, well, you can talk about Saudi Arabia. It's all a royal family that runs the kingdom. Or if you're talking about some of our neighbors today, be it what is in Bangladesh or be it what is in Myanmar right now. Myanmar, we know it is a military junta government there. What about Bangladesh? Was supposed to be an interim government under Mr. Yunus. And the purpose of this interim government was to help in the conduct of elections. But right now, the interim government has got so used to the power that they have no plans of conducting elections anytime soon. All right. Whereas in India, we have a classic case of democracy. People choose their government ultimately. Coming down now, basic aspects of democracy. What are the basic aspects? Under that, you have representative democracy. Representative democracy means in democracy, one more thing that you need to understand is in democracy, it is a majority rule. That is maximum with the people voted for which party. Based on that, the power equations are set. So maximum if the people prefer Congress tomorrow, then Congress will be in power. If maximum people prefer BJP tomorrow, then BJP will be in power. It is all a matter of maximum. Getting the picture here, it is a matter of maximum only. And that is why we call it a majority party, a majority rule. That is, majority's decisions are executed through elected representatives. Majority of the people, what they want, based on that, the MPs or the MLAs, they take their decision. So one example for that is, all the decisions of the majority may sometimes not be nice. For example, the freebie culture what we have today. Freebies. If you look at it, why is it that the government, when people say the government is not talking about issues, the opposition is not talking about issues, they are going behind sensationalism. They are not talking about education. They are not talking about health. Well, the million-dollar question is, which section from the public is demanding that we need good hospitals, that we need good roads, that we need good schools, we need good government schools with A-class facility? Which section of the population is demanding? So one must understand here, when we blame the government or the opposition for their inefficiency, we are equally to be blamed. Because if we demand that I want schools, I don't want your freebies, I want good schools, I want good hospitals, I want good roads, automatically the government will provide that. But if you are going to think only in terms of caste, religion, language, freebies, then that is what your elected representatives also will provide for you. Coming to democracy beyond government. Democracy beyond government means this principle extends beyond government to encompass various realms like family or organizations. That is, it is not just about government here. It stretches out to what? An aspirational yardstick. It is something that you need to achieve. It is about being tolerant. It is about being open to another idea, to another emotion, to another belief. Getting the point here, nobody is superior than anybody. Like how we saw it in the earlier chapter, every human being has a value. Every Indian has the same value. Nobody is superior, nobody is inferior. Imperfect democracies pursue democratic goals. That means one must understand here, no democracy is perfect. Neither the American democracy is perfect, neither the French democracy is perfect, neither the Indian democracy is perfect. But what are they trying to do? They are all trying for perfection. They are trying to make it more and more perfect. And that is the aspiration here, to become better as a society, as a country. How? Through democracy. Last aspect, citizen participation, different from monarchy or dictatorship. One another suggestion what I got was, many people are unable to understand my handwriting. From monarchy or dictatorship. Monarchy means king's rule. Dictatorship means Saddam Hussein's Iraq, Muammar Gaddafi's Libya. Or to go a little back in time, Adolf Hitler's Germany. These were time periods where the country was ruled by one single individual. All the power was concentrated in one single individual. In democracy, the power lies with the citizen or the people. Clear with this, people? Moving on now. Coming to the attributes of democracy, which is actually there in your second page. So there, if you see attributes of democracy, they have basically asked a lot of questions. All right. They're trying to talk about a lot of questions here. So let us try to understand attributes or features. When you say it is one and the same, the features of democracy, if you see, it starts with decisions by elected leaders. So Pakistan also, if I know you won't believe it, but Pakistan is also a democracy. But decisions are taken by the elected leaders. But is it really a democracy? Does power lie with the people? No. In Pakistan, we know for a fact that power actually lies with the military. The military controls the civilian government there. Military controls the civilian government. Getting the point here. So there is, you cannot call Pakistan a democracy. Another interesting fact about Pakistan is 1947, they got independence. We also got independence. But from 1947 to 2025, not a single elected government in Pakistan have completed 5 years. I'll repeat that statement once again. Not a single elected government in Pakistan have completed 5 years. This clearly shows the quality of the people. And these people want what? They want Kashmir. One elected government, they are not able to keep it running for 5 years, and they think they can go and take Kashmir, or they can come and attack India. You know, when people, you need to have optimism and positivity in your life as much as what Pakistan has when it comes to Jammu and Kashmir and when it comes to attacking India, attacking us. Clear, people? Moving on. The next feature is free and fair electoral competition. So free and fair elections should be there. Agreed. It is there even in China and Mexico. But be it China, be it Mexico, what really happens there is, it is one party domination. Other parties are either not there in the case of China, or in the case of Mexico, they discourage other parties there. They don't allow other parties to thrive or survive beyond a certain point. So always only one party will win. So you cannot call it what? A free and fair election. Just like how you cannot say that Pakistan has decision by elected leaders. It is, no decision is taken. Because ultimately you need the blessings of the Pakistani military before taking any decision. When it comes to what? Free and fair electoral competition, China and Mexico fails that test too, even though they consider themselves to be democracy. Next point is one person, one vote, one value. Nobody will be considered superior, nobody will be considered inferior. But here again, if you see, there are exceptions. For example, Saudi Arabia, I know it is already under a king's rule only, but Saudi Arabia, women were given voting rights only much later. All right. Fiji, weightage in voting. Fiji Islands. You can find it in your atlas. Fiji Islands, they have the indigenous Fijian population there. You also have many Indians who have gone there when it was under British colony, who have gone there and who have settled there and working there. So now they are also Fijians. But the fact here is, the weightage in vote is different. That is, Indians who are settled in Fiji, their voting weightage, the value of their vote is lesser compared to the indigenous population there. What about Estonia? In Estonia too, the minority Russians who are living there, their voting value is very, very less. Then finally, rule of law and respect for rights. Classic example, Zimbabwe, where neither the rule of law is followed, nor there is respect for rights. Total dictatorship. And if you actually look at 1, 2, 3, 4, we can clearly see what in India, all the 4 features you can see. That is, you do have decisions by elected leaders. You have free and fair electoral competition. You have rule of law and respect for rights. You even have one person, one vote, one value. And I know in this context, many people will be wondering, so what about the vote chori that is being talked about? Correct? Many of you will be wondering, what about the vote chori? How can we say that there is free and fair elections in the country? Election Commission of India, according to our opposition, has been taken over by the government of India. Well, think about it. Just think these two practical things. If really it was that case, let us be the devil's advocate here. If really that was the case, don't you think West Bengal would have already been under the party that is in power? Don't you think so? The evidence what has been given with regard to Maharashtra elections, that the number of voters increased. There is a Hindu premium article. The Hindu newspaper published a premium article showing that the number of voter increase that has taken place in Maharashtra, it is pretty normal. It has happened in Maharashtra earlier also, in the past also. You can refer to that article where they clearly tell that this is a perfectly normal thing. It is not that number of voters increased one fine day. It was a gradual increase. And it happens. Occasionally it happens with Maharashtra or any state it can happen. Coming to the allegations with regard to Karnataka. Now when it comes to Karnataka, well, they said these problems were there. All right. So what should we do now? Should we cancel the entire election? Because in Karnataka right now, it is the Congress party that is in power. If I really wanted to sabotage the elections for a state like Karnataka, which has a significant number of MPs or MLAs, I would have easily done what? I would have easily ensured that only I win in Karnataka. If I have a very little foothold, especially in the southern states. Because if you actually look at it, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, BJP is not in power. Or if you look at Andhra, Telangana, again, BJP is not in power. That leaves just Karnataka. So I should have had a grip over Karnataka then. But coming to the other part, do we have fake voter list? Absolutely yes. Do we have fake voters ID card? Absolutely yes. Do we have fake Aadhaar cards? Again, yes. Are there voters who have voted more than once? Absolutely yes. There is no doubt about it. That happens every year. But clearly, do we have rock solid evidence to prove it? Because if we had evidence, means we would have arrested them and thrown them in jail. No, we don't have evidence. We don't have proper evidence to prove it. That is the problem here. So what is the only other thing that I can do? I need to what? I need to make my system strong. So what is the only solution for that? I need to make Aadhaar card mandatory. I need to make voters ID card should be linked with Aadhaar and Aadhaar should be linked with your mobile, and then all the three needs to be verified together. Correct? That is the only solution. And any which way, if I'm doing all the three together, then I can take it one more step ahead, which is what? I can actually start recommending e-voting. Electronic voting. That is using your smartphone, you can put your vote. This has already started happening in our country. On a trial basis, at least, this has already started happening. And by 2029, going with the current allegations that is happening, electronic voting could be implemented minimum in at least 50% of the country. There is a very good chance that we will all go into electronic voting. Advantage of electronic voting is it saves on time. It saves on lot of logistical costs, because there is no more polling booth stations, nothing. You can sit at your home and cast your vote. And as far as data is concerned, you will get immediate data. There is no question of bogus voting, ghost voting, double, triple voting, fake IDs, fake Aadhaar. None of this is going to work. Your Aadhaar card should be original. Your voter's ID should be original. Even your phone number should be verifiable. Only then you will get the opportunity to actually cast your vote. That's it. The reason why I'm telling you this is, again, when you see any news, always think, fine, this is happening. Now, what is the solution for this? What is the solution? Because we need a solution. We cannot actually dismiss all the state governments wherever we feel, oh, I lost here, so dismiss this government. I lost this constituency, so dismiss the MP from there or remove the MP from there. That we cannot do, definitely. We need to think of a solution here. The solution is only this, electronic voting. And it may come faster than what we expect. Got it, people? Moving on. Evaluating democracy. So evaluating democracy, which comes in the page number 25, we have arguments against democracy and arguments for democracy. So what are the arguments against democracy? Frequent leadership changes. This is my shortcut. Don't use it in your exam. This is not a standard shortcut. All right. I am writing it because to save time. Frequent leadership changes. A small homework for you. You may put it up in the comment section. Between 1991 to 2004, how many prime ministers did we have? So that is 13 years. Give or take, we should have had maximum 3. Correct? 91 to 96. 96 to 2001. And then 2001 onwards to whatever, 2004. So 3 we should have had. How many did we have? Who were they? Write it down in the comment section. Corruption, definitely. I'm not going to take any names here. There are plenty. Lack of expertise, LACK. That means you don't have experts in the field, right? Almost all the decisions are being taken up by the elected representatives, that is the MPs and MLAs. And are they experts in any field? Absolutely not. And then obviously there is delay in decision making. Delay in decision making especially started emerging out between 2004 to 2014. And I'll tell you what is the reason for it. This was the time period of coalition government. Even though this government had many intelligent, very active, very smart, very suave ministers like Mr. Manmohan Singh, P. Chidambaram, Pranab Mukherjee, Jairam Ramesh. They are all good at what they do. But still, if you look at 2004 to 2014, that time period is often criticized as an era of policy paralysis. Mind you, this is nothing to do with being anti-Congress or pro-BJP. Understand that first. Policy paralysis is something that is often associated with any coalition government. Any coalition government. Coalition government means no single party has a majority in the Lok Sabha. So you basically ask other parties also to join with you so that you can form the government. So in such a situation, there will be delay in decision making. Any decisions you take, it will take time for it to get implemented. When it comes to responsiveness, accountability, democratic governments are generally very accountable to the public. They are accountable. They listen to the public. They answer to the public. And they respond also. So responsiveness is there. Accountability is also there. So responsiveness, the best example would be how the government withdrew the 3 farm bills. The moment they saw that farmers were not at all happy with it, government took a complete U-turn on it. Accountability, you can hold them accountable. How? Through various reports like the CAG report or questions asked inside the parliament. Correct. Collaboration and deliberation. You can collaborate with private players, NGOs, civil society organizations to provide goods and services. Like how the government of India is collaborating with Mr. Adani to redevelop Dharavi slum. Or when you talk about deliberation, to discuss, debate, etc., whatever, to discuss and understand things, the government of India again depends on the NGO, Pratham. For what? For their annual school education report. Better conflict resolution. It will help in solving a lot of problems. Any dispute, is there any issues are there, it can be worked out because you can debate, you can discuss. Right now, for example, there is an ongoing debate with regard to new education policy, especially in the state of Maharashtra as well as in the state of Tamil Nadu. Then self-correction. They make self-corrections. For example, in Delhi, they had made this vehicular policy. That is, if your diesel vehicle is more than 10 years old, then you will have to scrap it. But finally, when the people started protesting, they corrected it. They are like, okay, let us put it on hold. Participative governance. Participative means what? It is pretty inclusive. That is, it will involve the consultation and discussion of all sections of the society. For example, if you want to start any development project in an area where tribal people are living, you need the approval of the Gram Sabha. If government wants to set up a infrastructure project or anything, maybe in the city, government need not ask anybody's permission before starting the project. The only headache will be they will have to acquire the land. That will be there. But other than that, when you look at the participative governance style means, in as far as tribal people are concerned, wherever they live, if government wants to set up any project there, let it be central government, let it be state government will have to take the permission of the Gram Sabha first. Without their approval, you can't even lay one brick there. That is the rule, that is the law. What is it? Participative governance. Clear, people? Moving on. Democracy enhances the dignity of citizens. How does democracy do that? Democracy provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. We already saw this. Democracy allows to correct its own mistakes. Like I told you, maybe 3 farm bills. Best example. Democracy improves the quality of DM. DM means decision making. Again, it is my shortcut. Don't use it in the exam. It is an accountable government. You can hold the government accountable. You can ask questions regarding it. You can ask what happened exactly, how it happened, all that questions you can ask. Like how questions were asked to the current government with regard to Operation Sindoor. All right, people. Moving on. Outcomes of democracy, which is there in the page number 26. The outcomes of democracy, when you see, what are the advantages? What are you getting out of it? Like, what is the final outcome? What is the final product? Okay, we say democracy is a good system. How do we know it? Number one, it is an accountable, responsive, and legitimate government. What do you mean by accountable? Whatever it is, all the decisions that are made, decision making is procedure based. That is, whatever decisions the government does or the state government does, it is all based on what? It is all based on procedure established by law. Procedure established by law. And obviously, it is transparent. Government has only, except for a few things, most of the activities of the government has to be revealed to the public through discussions in the parliament or in the state legislative assembly. You have citizens' participation in it. At number 2, basically, you have economic growth and development. So, before that, the trend what we observe is most of South Asia actually prefers democratic form of government. An exception to this will be obviously our Ichgard neighbor, Pakistan. They basically don't have any issues, even if the military is ruling there or if a dictator is ruling there, they don't have any issues. That is the reality from a survey. Coming to economic growth and development, it has been found that democracies can exhibit significant inequality. Inequality levels can be very, very high because the reason for it is you have what? It is a majority rule, right? It's a majority rule. So it is very much possible that wealth can be concentrated in the hands of a few people. Again, the next homework for you. what is the wealth or the assets owned by the top 1% of the population of our country, or top 10%. Top 10% of the population, how much assets do they own? What percentage of assets do they own in the country? Just write it down. You'll be in for a pleasant surprise. The other point here is dictatorships show higher growth rate compared to democracy. That is economic growth. When we talk about countries like, let us say, Iraq's Saddam Hussein, Libya's Gaddafi, they will show better growth compared to democracy. Why? Because if I am a dictator, I don't have to actually answer to anybody. I can invite any company. I can tell them, do this, do that, take this land away, throw him in jail. Oh, kill him. He's protesting too much. I can do anything that I want. I need not care about the environmentalists. I need not care about the independent media. I need not care about the opposition. And only one decision maker is there, me. If I decide, it is decided. So what you see normally in a democracy, which is delay in decision making, debate, dialogue, discussion, both these are not there in a dictatorship. Decisions happens just like that. They can destroy any forest, they can destroy any hill, they can destroy any plateau to basically extract mine, gold, petroleum, and what not from it. That is the reason why dictatorship always tend to show a higher growth level compared to democracies. Moving on. However, democracy is also renowned for what? Democracies are also renowned for reduction of inequality and poverty. To what levels have poverty declined in India since 1991? That is your next homework. So let me just trace down your homeworks here. So in this part, how much assets are owned by top 1% of population? Find it out. All right. Apart from that, when we were discussing lack of expertise, just one more homework I will add up over here. What are the percentage of MPs in Parliament who have criminal cases against them? What percentage it is? Find out this. Simple data. All right. So moving on now. Accommodation of small social diversity. So when you talk about accommodation of social diversity, democracy is more than majority rule. It is not just about a majority rule here. Majority decided, so this particular government will be in power. No. Majority rule should not transmute into dominance by. That is, it should not get converted into what? It should not get converted into domination of one particular section of the population over the rest of the population, either religiously, racially, or even linguistically. It shouldn't be that one group alone dominates the entire country. That shouldn't be the purpose of democracy. Is basically what? To accommodate social diversity, treating every individual as an end in itself. Kant's ideology, treating every individual equally, politically, socially, economically. Last one, dignity and freedom of the citizens. When we talk about dignity and freedom of the citizens, democracy actually supports what? Individual dignity as well as individual freedom. Besides that, constant examination, it's a unique feature of our democracy. It is not that once the system is in place, it becomes the best system. Like I told you, all the democracies in the world are actually imperfect. But what are they doing? Constantly they are trying to improve. Constantly they are striving to become the best. All right. Now let us move on to the next major topic of our chapter, which is diversity. So diversity, if you see, it refers to the presence of a wide variety of different elements, characteristics or qualities within a particular group, community, or society. These elements can include differences in terms of culture, ethnicity, race, gender, age, sexual orientation, socioeconomic background, religion, abilities, perspectives, and more. What do you mean by diversity? Different. Difference in what? Religion, it can be. Caste, it can be. Even gender orientation, it can be language, it can be region, it can be a race, it can be literally anything and everything. It is diverse. That is, diversity is our feature. That is our feature of this difference what is there in us. That is the reason we are able to adapt and adopt cultures. Got the point here? You're able to adapt and adopt to it. So that is the reason why nowhere in this world you're going to find Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, Sikhs, Jews, Parsis, Sikhs, all of them staying and living together. We'll never find another country like that. It's difficult. In every other country, a certain religion will be having a domination. A certain religion will be given a little more importance. But in India, that is nowhere the case. Why? Because diversity is our hallmark. Got the point here? So if you again look at the types of diversity of India, what and all do we have there? You have region, you have language, you have race, you have caste, and you have religion, and you even have ethnicity. Correct? Got it, people? These are the different forms. Now, again, if you see, under diversity in India, we have three separate headings: cultural diversity, historical migration and diversity, geographical impact on diversity. Let us look at them one by one. Cultural diversity. Cultural diversity means what? Obviously, from simple things like wearing clothes, to the food, to the likes and dislikes, to the type of language, to the type of music, to the type of art, that is so diverse in India. What are the reason? One of the main reason for it is the historical migration. That is, people used to travel to India in camels, horses, etc. much before modern transportation. The historical migration and diversity. That is, people who came there, came to our country. Maybe let us talk about the Delhi Sultanate or even the Mughals. They came to the country. Many of them settled here. They got adapted to the Indian way of living. They adapted themselves. And last one, it is what? Geography. Geography and diversity. So geography and diversity also, when you talk about different geography, you have different types of food. Different geography, you have different types of climate. And for each of these diversities, you'll automatically have what? Different clothes, different food habits, different language, all of that. And that impact comes from where? The type of geography that we have. Got it, people? Moving on. The next topic that we will be handling is differences and prejudices. Elements of diversity. Differences. Diversity itself means difference. Difference in culture, difference in food, difference in language, region, religion, all of that. What do you mean by prejudice? Prejudice simply means, say for example, now I am from the state of Kerala. All right. But unfortunately, many of the people who are sitting in a little, let us say, closer to Tropic of Cancer and above that, geographically speaking, for them entirely we are south. So the moment they see maybe a guy from Kerala or a guy from Tamil Nadu or a guy from Andhra, Telangana, Karnataka, they immediately start idli, dosa, sambar, chutney. Idli, dosa, sambar, chutney. They will start it. Now, can't blame them. I can't blame them. Because even when we talk about celebrities, the so-called celebrities who act, they're very intellectual, they're very intelligent. Even they make such jokes. So say, for example, when Twinkle Khanna was apparently having an interview of Miss Sudha Murthy, she also made a sambar joke there. So today we know it. When we meet a person who is not necessarily from the geographic south or from any of these 5 states, we should expect a idli sambar chutney joke. We should expect it. So this is a prejudice that all of South India, early morning when they wake up, they will all sit with their idlis, their dosas and their chutneys. That is what they believe. In fact, it is a diversity, is that there is differences in the food habits. Say, for example, yesterday, I had pattiri as my breakfast, which is what we prepare in Kerala. It is also made out of rice, but it is different. My wife had puliogre, which is a Kannada dish. Rice again. Got the point? Sometimes for dinner, I have aloo ke parathe. Aloo ke parathe, it is definitely not a dish from any of the southern states that I mentioned. And I love aloo ke parathe, especially the authentic ones. Pure Punjabi or aloo ke parathe with lots of desi ghee. So that is the point here. That means the diversity is there in the food habits among all of us. But when you actually associate a culture only with one identity, oh, these people, they are like this, that is a prejudice. To think that all the people who are staying in the states of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra and Telangana, they only eat idli, dosa, sambar, chutney, that is actually prejudice. Like I told you, that is not the case. We actually eat chapatis for breakfast. We actually eat puri and sabji for breakfast. Maybe, yes, the level of aloo that we use in our dishes will be slightly on the lower side. But other than that, we also eat every type of breakfast in the morning. Getting the point here. This is what a prejudice simply means. So let us take our discussion a little more further forward. That is, the first point here is diverse foundation of identity. Different identities we have in our country. Correct? The next one is multifaceted diversity. Within language, why? Within a state itself, you will find a lot of differences. Then, prejudice is also there. Like I told you, you judge a person based on their religion, based on their caste, based on the region, based on the language spoken. For all these, you judge a person. And finally, you have stereotype. Say, for example, stereotype simply means, say, for example, like I told you, Punjabis. There are mothers. This is my opinion. There are mothers, and then there are Punjabi mothers. Teno khana ne kaya, teno khana. Okay, I'm not able to get that exact pronunciation. Teno khana, kaliya. They are always concerned about food. I mean, every mother will be. But Punjabi mothers will go one more step extra. They can cook even at the dead of the night. 2 a.m. in the morning, they can wake up and they can cook a paratha for you. A aloo ki stuffed paratha, fresh and hot. They can cook it and give it to you. This is this is based on my experience. All right. My experience it is. That is a stereotype. Nothing wrong with it, right? Because I'm only talking good things about Punjabi mothers. Correct? That there are mothers, then there are Punjabi mothers. They shower you, or they rather crush you with their love. Correct? There is nothing wrong with it. But what if we make a negative stereotype? The fact of the matter here is, many people even today don't know how many northeastern states are there. How many states are there in Northeast? The names also they don't know. Number one. Number two, very demeaning, very insulting, racial slur is used to address them. I'm not going to use it here in our class, but I hope many of you will be knowing it. Some of you might have even used it. That is the biggest insult what you can give to a person from Northeast is, straight away they ask, oh, you're from Nepal? Are you from China? This actually happened in a restaurant when I was sitting with one of my friends. We were sitting and discussing, and he straight away, when the waiter came, he straight away asked, are you from China? You look like a Chinese. That is why I asked. That guy had the most visibly angry expression on his face. You could see his entire face turning red. He just gave a look and he said, I'm from India, Nagaland. Very calmly. That is a negative stereotype. Why did my friend even say that? Based on the face it was. That is the explanation he gave. Well, no, looking at his face now, who would have thought? I said, that is because that is mongoloid features. Facial features, ethnicity. Facial features are there. So mongoloid it is. So slightly their eyes will be small. All those features, that is there. That is common in that area. Myanmar, Northeast. You move a little towards the eastern side, that is Thailand, Vietnam, etc. You will find those features. You travel a little northward also, you will find those features. On the basis of that, can we judge? So positive stereotyping or positive prejudice is good for the society because you will have a good opinion. Like how I told, Punjabi mothers, they crush you with your love. So when I went to attend even my friend's, Harpreet's wedding, I could feel the love of his parents, of his siblings, of his relatives. And all of them were, I felt, wow, incredibly calm, incredibly composed. They were having a gala time, but great. I felt I was in a Karan Johar movie. So I have a positive prejudice there towards Punjabis. It is there. There is nothing wrong with it as long as it is positive. But what if you say, oh, this person, he is coming from that place, right? That is bad for our society. That is, as much as differences we have between us, which is our identity, our differences are also the reason for the cause of problems. Got the picture here, people? That is what prejudice is trying to hint at. Moving on. Coming to inequality and discrimination. Inequality and discrimination. Inequality and discrimination means, now if let us, like I told you, positively when you are actually discriminating against a particular community, nothing bad can happen. But what if you have a negative opinion? What if your opinion is negative? Like I told you, many Northeastern citizens of our country have faced a lot of racial discrimination, especially in metropolitan cities, etc. That is the reason why many Northeasterners don't want actually to move out of Northeast at all. They want to stay in Northeast. It is only because there is lack of opportunities there that they move out to cities in search of better income or better jobs. So once you have that negativity, that negative opinion, then what happens is the manifestation of the discrimination. You take it out on them. You ill-treat them. Number 2, factors causing discrimination. Obviously, like I told you, various factors are there which can again lead to inequality. You ill-treat a person because they don't have enough money, or you ill-treat a person because of their religion, or you ill-treat a person because of their caste. You discriminate against them. You treat them in a different way. Not that you treat them equally like what Kant has said. Number 3, you have economic inequality. And discrimination. That is basically, you are treating poor people differently from the rich. You are treating powerful people differently from the powerless. Last point, overlapping forms of discrimination. Overlapping forms means the one who is poor, the one who is having very less power, the one who is also from a lower caste or from a minority community, you are ill-treating them. Multiple levels, they are getting affected. Clear? Moving on. The next topic here in question is striving for equality. So the idea here is we must ensure that everybody gets what? Equal treatment, political, economic, and social. All the three, we should try to ensure, we should try to achieve it. It's not going to be easy. So how do we do that? It is always a struggle, correct? First thing is struggle. It is not at all going to be easy because people will have to struggle for it. B. Again, struggle for economic equality. Economic equality. For that, again, let us say we have schemes like Ayushman Bharat, Swachh Bharat Mission, National Food Security Mission, etc. This is basically to ensure that the poor people don't have to spend too much money out of their pocket. That is the idea behind it. Then we have constitutional and legal efforts. That is, we try to achieve things through the constitution. Protecting, reserving the seats in the panchayats or in the municipalities for SC, ST and women. Getting the point here. And legal efforts. That is, we have the Prevention of Atrocities Against SC and ST Act. Law itself is there. Scheduled caste or scheduled tribe people are being ill-treated, they can approach a police station and file a case against the concerned individuals. All these are done for what? To ensure that the prejudices do not, the negative prejudice or negative stereotyping do not manifest into discrimination that will divide the society. Clear, people? Moving on. Under constitution and legal rights, legal efforts, again, I gave you two examples. But there again, under this you have opportunity for all. So for example, the state of Haryana and state of Karnataka tried to bring in two laws where they made especially the Group C, Group D level jobs in private sector. They wanted to reserve it only for the localites. Only for the localites, these jobs should be there. It shouldn't go to anybody else. Supreme Court said no. That is not at all possible. It goes against the idea of what? All are equals. All the citizens of this country are equal. Everybody has the right to practice any profession in any part of the country. So sorry, we are going to strike it down. The next aspect is positive intervention. State is intervening to ensure that state is intervening, that is interfering, to ensure that everybody are treated equally. By, like I told you, by giving schemes, by ensuring reservation, by ensuring that they have correct, like for example, how you have Ekalavya schools for the tribal people, so that they get quality education. Finally, the idea of a secular nation. We will support all religions equally. We will not give one religion preference over the other. All right, people. Last topic, people, and that is unity in diversity. That is, we all should remember always that ultimately, when a bullet or a bomb goes off, sponsored by Pakistan, they are not going to actually think what our language is, what our region is, or what food we ate in the morning for breakfast. None of these would matter to them. Some people may say, sir, religion also, Pahalgam. Well, if you actually start looking at the terror attacks that have taken place in our country after 2000, to probably till the Pahalgam attack. You can also find a good number of Muslims in our country have also been killed. In Pahalgam attack also, when they came asking for the religion, they purposefully asked it because they wanted it to be reported in the media. Because once it gets reported in the media, there will be at least some section of the Hindu population who will get triggered. Correct? Who will get very angry, which is exactly what Pakistan wants. Pakistan wants us to get angry. Pakistan wants us to go and fight amongst ourselves, create riot-like situation here, which will again show, see, Indian government is not able to control. Indian government is not able to control a riot and see Muslims are dying in India. This is what we have been telling from day one. This is their idea. It is not that if they see, let us say, if they meet Muslims in Kashmir Valley or they see Muslims somewhere, they will immediately go and hug them and say, oh, hello, Baijan, how are you? No. As far as they are concerned, we are all nothing to them other than bloody Indians. That is the reality. So whoever may say, no, Pakistanis are very nice people, very great people. See, they give food. They treat us well. That we also do. But you ask them finally, do you want good colleges? Do you want good hospitals? Or do you want Kashmir? They will always opt for the third one. And for that, they are ready to kill any number of Indians as long as they will get Kashmir in their hands. Getting the picture here? So understand the purpose behind Pahalgam attack. Purpose was one thing, simple. Terrorism, definitely yes, but also to create Hindu-Muslim riot in our country. So we must always remember we are one brotherhood. We don't have to wait for an India-Pakistan cricket match or a war to take place between India and Pakistan to realize that we are all one. We should always remember it. Getting the picture here? So unity in diversity is something that we have. All right? And then there are a few mention of a few thinkers and few examples. You may go through it. And please don't forget, go through the glossary. Proper definitions have been given there. Please go through them because from there you can get a question. Clear, people? With this, we complete the second chapter. I hope this, which one would you prefer? Do you want everything written down as how I did it for the first chapter? Or do you want me to maintain this style where I read a few notes, write the important points, explain it to you? Which one would you prefer? Please put it up in the comment section. All right, because for me also it is a new thing. Normally I don't actually post recorded videos as such. Maybe even shorts also I've never recorded. So for me also this is something new. So we are also trying to work out what is the best thing for the students out there that will help them grasp the concepts. All right. So God bless you all. Take care.